Hi Shagun, how are you? Welcome back to part three. I hope you're excited for part three.
Hello, Vicky. How are you? I'm fine.
I'm good, I'm
And
good.
yeah, I'm very much
So,
excited
I
about
just
part
wanted to
three.
share with you with regard to part one and part two,
Mm-hmm.
we were able to create not just a big bang, but also a supernova
Mm-hmm.
explosion with the listeners.
Oh my God.
And they're very
Yeah.
happy. And I also want to thank you on behalf of my team that you took time from your busy schedule to come here to talk about space. Today, I think we're going to talk more about the evolution theories, a bit about the alien civilization, alien expansion, UFOs, and some other theories of astrophysics which are there. So, without any further ado, let's jump into it. The stage is yours, the mic is yours. We welcome you. Shagun.
Thank you so much, Vicky. So I think in very last podcast we were talking about evolution and how, the origin of life and the origin of Earth and everything was just happening around.
Mm-hmm,
So I think today we'll take a bit talking about the human evolution, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So right after the origin of life, we talked about how the aquatic life came into origin, and uh, after the aquatic life, the cell originated, the aquatic life, and then the terrestrial life, then amphibians, primates, birds, and of course the mammals, right?
mm-hmm,
So we are also mammals, and human also comes under the mammals category, we can say. And at that time, it is um, it is kind of originated that we were 15 million years old
mm-hmm,
organisms, like 15 million years ago we were coming in the shape of human civilization. At that time apes were walking around on the earth.
mm-hmm,
We can't say apes, but the the species like Dryapithecus, Ramapithecus, Neanderthals, which are known to be the ancestries of Homo sapiens, who we are today, the human civilization, right?
mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm.
getting in this whole cover of human today, who we are, we actually went through a lot of evolution, from the if we can we can say in our skeleton systems, in our circulatory systems, in the cranial capacities of us, we have evolved a long way. And even it is believed that maybe we are always evolving. Everyone is always evolving, and it is believed
Mm-hmm.
that humans are still evolving, and maybe in few million, not million, but maybe in few hundreds or thousands years, uh, uh, like in future we'll be we will not be having our nails or maybe hairs or something, or such organs which are not in very frequent use of ours. So yeah, evolution is kind of theoretical thing to hypothetical thing too, but yeah, evolution is real, so I would say. So I think this is here we actually completed the story of the origin of humans and origin of literally everything on earth, and the earth itself, and the universe, of course.
Oh, beautiful.
So yeah,
So, what I
and
hear
now
you say is that we're going to be aliens in the future. Oh my God.
yeah, it could be the thing,
So I have to tell my
because
parents that start finding an alien wife for me. Interesting.
in very recent research, scientists have found that because of our continuous use of this gadgets, mobile phones, and laptops,
Mhm.
maybe our skeleton structure, or maybe our this posture is gonna change a bit. That maybe we are getting that humpback thing, which is
Oh,
not like humpback is actually not is actually taken as a disease nowadays, but maybe in future the all the human species will be a kind of humpback thing, or
but
getting an
why?
extra
Why that
eyelid,
thing is going to
because
happen? What is the reason?
we in the last podcast we do talked about this habitual evolution, right? That
Okay.
because of our continuous habits and habit changes, and because of our surroundings, the body do
Oh,
evolve.
okay. So
And
they
scientists
are
are
all
believing, and they
humping
are
down
insisting
onto
on
their
this fact.
mobile screens and all. So it will condition
Exactly. And
I'm back.
yeah, these conditions are actually forcing our bodies and forcing our brain to evolve, forcing our organs to evolve in such a way that it does don't really harm us, or maybe it will just hump back, and that eyelid extra eyelid thing just to protect us from these harmful radiations of radiations, whatever we say that,
Mm-hmm.
so the extra eyelid and such things. I was actually going through this research very recently, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is quite kind of brainstorming, of course, that how we are actually moving towards, I don't know what kind of what kind of phylogeny in the
Mm-hmm.
coming future. And whenever we are always talking about the life, the origin, and everything, we are always coming over this question about aliens. Like,
Mm-hmm.
do aliens exist? Is there any chances of aliens? What do you think?
I
Do you
think
have any idea
I
of
was reading this
aliens and
definition of alien, and they were saying
mm-hmm.
alien, and there's a difference between alien and UFO. UFO means
Yeah,
unidentified flying object.
yeah,
It be an alien. An alien is something which we don't understand, something which we are not aware
exactly.
is alien to us.
Yeah. So, like UFO, mm, it is actually shown in kind of very sort of fictional things and everything, that maybe if the aliens are using some kind of spaceships to contact, or spaceships to invade on Earth or any planet, they are
Mm-hmm.
using whatever kind of spaceships they use are known as UFOs. Or maybe because
Oh,
they are
okay.
kind of
Okay.
alien to us, so we denote them as UFO,
Okay.
unidentified flying objects or something,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and the aliens, of course, anything which is unknown to us is kind of alien. And many
Mm-hmm.
people do believe that aliens are kind of creepy creatures, or anything from outer world, or outer planets, or anything like that, who are gonna invade on Earth someday, right? But there is aliens. Alien could be microbial also. Alien doesn't mean always a kind of
Oh,
creature which is
okay.
in any sort of creepy creepy being or something. Alien could be, we denote alien as life, and life could be microbial, because if you remember, we also originated from cell kind of thing. We
Microbes,
talked
yeah.
about prokaryotic and
Mm-hmm.
eukaryotic thing, right?
Eukaryotic,
So
yes.
even in our own solar system, there are chances of the presence of microbial life, because I remember one of the moon of Saturn, that is Titan, uh, it is also filled with water. It has some water oceans on its surface. And as per the research, we are also evolved from waters. Yeah, life come from water. So there are very many chances that, according, if the atmosphere or any kind of uh, atmosphere or the surroundings are perfect, then there could be the presence of microbial life, and of course that is alien to us. And alien can also be some kind of very intelligent life who are totally robotic, or maybe any sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
And like we talked about the region of ours, that how the solar system was, how the solar system was getting into a picture, revolving planets revolving around sun, and the region of sun and everything. So there are not only one solar system, but there are many solar systems even around our solar system, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there, if I think that we are the chance process, then why not on the other solar systems too? That such kind of such making of the earth is kind of chance process to us. And many scientists believe that we are kind of the 1%, the result of that 1% chance. So it is kind of, I don't know how to put into words, but we are actually a very unbelievable
We are
results
like
of
a
anything.
product of some phenomenon which happened.
Yeah, we are results of something we call luck, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because we talked about the history of Earth, that it was nothing but,
Mm-hmm.
the burning hell and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
getting into a life from something which was totally dead and burning is actually kind of mind boggling to everyone. So of course, then this kind of process can happen at any place around this, emptiness which is called space. So of
Mm-hmm.
course, there is, if the absence of aliens here right now, we are not in contact of alien or some anything like that. So it really doesn't mean that there is absence of aliens and there is no extra life which exists or something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, extraterrestrial life is real. It could be real. The only fact is we are not in contact of any kind of alien civilizations, if people ask, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that is the only thing I would like to add about aliens and alien civilizations
Wow.
people generally talk about, right? Yeah,
Wow.
so alien could be microbial, and alien could be any kind of creatures you can ever imagine of. Like we are carbon based, maybe they are based on sulfur, maybe they are based on any other element, and maybe they don't breathe, maybe they just have any kind of another kind of organs evolved in them, or maybe they are just microbial, or maybe they are very 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 developed from us, they are way far from our technology. Possibilities are infinite, right? So yeah, we can
So
think we
Shagun,
can think of any
thank you for
possibility.
sharing this perspective with regard to the alien race and all, and what is alien and UFO and all. But with
Exactly, because
the part one and part two, people have got very
Mhm.
excited and they have sent me a lot of questions that they wanted to ask about. So can I ask you some questions that they have?
Yeah, I'll try my best to answer.
So the first question that they have sent is, how big is the sun?
How big is the sun? I think the 100 times of Earth, or maybe more than that.
100 times of the Earth. Wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
And some questions are regarding solar wind. So what is that?
Solar wind. Solar wind. Actually, solar. You know about the solar. This. What do we say? That how the nuclear fusion and everything is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right, is making burning of sun and everything is just created. So solar wind could be a kind of some. It happens that because of the nuclear fusion, sometimes that nuclear fusion is very strong, we can say, and because of that strong nuclear fission, the solar wind is formed, that some sort of charged particles is thrown to the upper atmosphere of the sun, right? And because of the solar wind also, we witness a phenomena called auroras, that is northern lights,
They're
because of those solar winds.
auroras.
Solar winds,
Okay.
when they capture, yeah, when those solar winds get captured in the magnetic field of our earth, right, they get charged and they get this they give this phenomena called auroras and everything. So solar wind is actually nothing but just a stream of charged particles, which get
Mhm.
thrown, which gets blast out of the sun because of that very charged nuclear fission, we can say that.
Wonderful. The next
Yeah.
question that the listeners have asked is to talk a bit about the Saturn rings.
Saturn rings, okay. Saturn rings, Saturn rings are nothing but just rocks, we can say, or asteroids, or tiny, tiny stones and everything, which are revolving and actually set around the Saturn's gravity. They are, in the position where where the Saturn's gravity is not affecting them very strong to to directly, uh, to directly crash onto the planet, and is not very weak to let them fly away in the universe,
Okay.
right? So it is kind of, canceling the effect, and the suns, that stones and rocks and everything is actually locked at a boundary of Saturn's gravity, and which gives a beautiful that beautiful rings to
So this
Saturn and everything,
ring
right?
which is there of Saturn, Shagun,
Hmm.
is actually getting pulled by the gravity of the Saturn. So what are these things which are getting pulled?
They are not even getting pulled, because if they were getting pulled, they would have crashed into the Saturn directly to till
Okay.
the date.
Mm-hmm.
They are not actually getting pulled and not even getting flied away. They are not actually, Saturn is not letting them go even, so they are actually locked in between. So the you
Oh,
can say that the gravitational pull is around perfect. Gravitational pull and gravitational push is absolutely perfect, so that the
wow.
rocks and actually the asteroids just keep rotating and keep revolving around the Saturn. Yeah, it is kind of
People are asking
locking
about
those asteroids.
comets, asteroids, meteor showers, and why comets have tails and all. Okay, so people are asking a lot of questions. Okay.
Comets are okay. We can get comets are also celestial objects, but comets are actually revolving. We can say that comets are actually having an orbital paths of them around our solar system, or we can say around our sun. But the
Mm-hmm.
orbit is very larger. That you have you must have heard of this fact that Halley's comet
Halley's Comet, yeah.
repeats
Once in
itself
six
after
years?
76
I
or
think it comes
85
once in
years.
6 years.
Not 6, but 76 or 85 is the timeline, I
Oh,
guess.
85 years. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. 85.
Exactly. So actually, yeah. So they revolve around the sun in means they are taking around 80 to 70 to maybe hundreds of years to revolve to complete one revolution around the sun, and that is why they are coming in. They are also revolving the sun, but in a very larger. They are very taking a very long route to revolve around the sun,
So
right? And the fact
what
that
will
they
be
are
one
having tails.
major difference between comet and asteroid, Shagun, if you want to share with the listeners?
Asteroids don't have any specific path. They are getting pulled. They are getting pulled and pushed by the gravitational pull of planets, by the gravitational pull of any kind of stars, which is affecting them, or at the with the gravitational pull of anything which they are coming in contact with, right? But the comet is having a particular path. The comet knows that where it has to
Okay.
move and where it has
Oh,
to revolve around.
that's why comet
Yeah,
has a
the
tail.
comet
It
is
has a head and a tail. Okay.
comet has a tail because nucleus of the comet have some ice and dust within it, right? So
Oh,
whenever it is passing through the sun, we can see that ice melting and dust kind of fusion happening around, right? So that whenever the comet is passing through or maybe passing nearer from the sun, we can see that light just passes through it, and we can see that ice and dust which seem like a tail of a comet.
so
Actually, comet
comet,
is nothing but
asteroids, and
or
meteors, they will be similar, or they will
Mhm.
have some small difference between.
See, comets are made of ice and dust, right?
Mhm.
Meteoroids and asteroids are rocks. They are nothing but
Okay.
rocks and stones and everything.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
major difference between meteoroids and asteroids is meteoroid attack. You have heard of meteoroid attack and anything, like there is the size difference of meteoroids and asteroids.
Okay.
Meteoroids are generally smaller, but asteroids are way larger than anything. That asteroids
Okay.
have that impact of killing and have that impact of
So
destroying the
these
planet.
craters
You have heard of
that were formed on moon, they were because of the asteroids.
yeah, yeah, the size, of course, the size matters, right? So
Size
whatever
matters.
asteroids or meteors or anything. So
And
maybe you can
one
actually
question
compare
that the listeners have asked is, what is a meteor shower?
meteor shower. Meteor shower. There you have heard. We were actually, I think, we talked about the meteor, uh, this meteor belt thing in our first podcast. That there is a meteor belt between the planets, which is Jovian and gaseous planets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have that meteoroid belt after the Mars, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah. So at that time, the gravitational thing is very. I think that it is because of this phenomena of gravity that
Oh,
whenever we can see that we can witness that meteor shower because of the so many burning stars are there at that time, and so many meteoroids are you know actually entering the atmosphere of earth but are just getting destroyed on the upper layer of
how
atmosphere,
beautiful.
so we can witness that shooting stars and that beautiful phenomenon that is called meteor shower and anything.
Wonderful. Okay, so we have
Exactly.
a live listener, and the question that they're asking is, Shagun,
Hmm.
believe we are the only living thing in the universe?
uh, can you repeat?
Do you believe we are the only living beings in the universe? That is the question that they.
No, no, I
Mhm.
deny on this fact.
Okay.
As I I actually concluded this topic that we are not in the contact of any living civilization, or maybe we haven't discovered anything, but I don't believe that we are alone because we do talked about we have researched about everything that how life originated on our planet, and
Mhm.
it actually sounds literally nearly impossible whenever we go in very beginning of the origin of life and everything. It actually
Mhm.
sounds impossible. So this process and this chance phenomenon can take place in any other place of universe. Universe is very vast. Universe is just vast, vaster than our imagination.
Mhm.
So this phenomena can happen at any other place, at any other point of the universe. So I deny this fact that we are alone and we are the only living civilization.
So for you, aliens they exist.
Aliens do exist, yeah.
And what are some
You could have heard of,
is that we
Mhm.
can conclude that yes, they are there around us.
uh, like according to theories or what?
Like whatever, as per astrophysics, whatever that you have read,
Hmm.
studied, what are some of the
Hmm.
evidences that prove that yes, alien life exists?
First of all, this origin of our own, because
Mhm.
origin of our own is we are the products of the process which is abiogenesis.
Mhm.
Abiogenesis was getting into life from something that is non-living. So you tell me, can't this process can happen and can't this process make it happen on any other place? there are so many solar systems, there are so many galaxies, and there are so many gas nebulae out there, which can create the same solar system, same positions, same gravitational pulls,
Oh.
or anything like
But
there
we
are,
were also talking about this thing, na, Shagun, that maybe it's a chance phenomenon and there is no alien energy which is connected to it.
Mhm. See, nature, to be concluding that nature is very powerful, and
So
this phenomena
what
can
I'm
happen.
trying to do is I'm
So,
trying to pick your brain on this
yeah.
because you are saying that you
Mhm.
the fact that aliens are there. So I want to understand the why. What is your why?
Yeah, if you want the explanation, like, okay, do you believe in parallel universe or multiverse theory?
I've heard about it. I don't know whether I believe or not, but yeah, I feel that it might be.
So maybe, okay, let's take this example on a very hypothetical thing, that if we are believing in kind of multiverse theories, that we can enter from one universe to another, if
Mm-hmm,
we are believing that black holes have some kind of portals to another universe,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
then another universe could be having the same earth like us, right? Or
Oh,
maybe the bigger
okay.
earth than
Mhm.
us. Then
Like a
why
like
the
a
earth,
like a
then
reflection,
why
like a
the,
mirror reflection. Mm.
exactly, yeah. So now you say, are we the only living ones? So on a very hypothetical note, we can simply disagree on this, right? But
Mm.
if you want to talk about any natural phenomenon, then for sure, because astrophysics and astronomy don't actually, see, we have known our origin, we have known our own origin and story of our birth. So we can consider that this may be happening in another corner of the universe right now, or maybe it has already happened. So actually disagreeing on the fact that we are alone and disagreeing on the fact that aliens don't exist, it actually kind of stupidity to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry. Yeah, so believing on
So I think
extraterrestrial
what I
life
hear
is,
you say is that definitely there has been some superior civilization which helped us strong
okay,
in our path in a certain manner.
could be inferior, could be could be inferior, anything you
Mhm.
can, we can imagine on any level. Life could be there, maybe microbial, maybe anything, but yeah,
So
life is
there
there
are
for sure.
two questions that have been asked by the listeners. One is, do you feel there is a center of the universe and whether the space is flat or curved?
Whether the space is flat or curved, it is, we are experiencing, and we are the products of, we are actually experiencing this thing phenomenon that is called gravity,
Mm-hmm.
right? So gravity is actually nothing but, gravity is actually the explanation, or we can say that gravity is actually result of this bending of universe,
Okay.
so
Mhm.
which is actually explained in the relativity, yeah, the
So
relativity
it
of
is
that Einstein
flat,
theory.
but
Exactly,
because
so
of
the
the
universe is
gravity, it
not
is
flat,
getting curved.
universe is curved. Yeah, universe is curved, and this, if we are taking universe as a bed sheet kind of thing, right?
Uh-huh.
So the mass can convert
Oh,
it,
it is like
like
a bed
bed
sheet.
sheet.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, if okay, let us take this example that, we are on a trampoline, right? You okay, imagine a trampoline, and I drop a heavy ball on the trampoline.
Mm-hmm.
What will be the result over there? The trampoline will be curved, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will be pressed, it will be curved inwards of it, and now I'm throwing little small balls around it. What will happen? The balls will not go straight anymore, but they will curve their path around that heavy ball on the trampoline, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is what the sun is, that heavy ball in the curved trampoline, and trampoline is what, our space, which is
Mm-hmm.
our space time fabric,
Ah, space,
right?
yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
that ball which is influenced by that heavy ball, that ball which is creating its circular path around that heavy ball, are planets. And that,
Mm-hmm.
ball is, facing that circular force around it, is nothing but gravity,
Beautiful. So,
right? So
this
this is the
is a
thing.
naughty listener who has joined in, and this naughty
uh
asking that what was the universe trying to do by bringing you and me together in this conversation?
Is it your question, Vicky?
No, no, this is a naughty listener, man. Very naughty.
I don't know. Maybe Vicky was talking about, maybe our energies are same or something. So if universe do respond on energy or that, uh,
Okay, let's
we can
ignore
say
this
that.
question. This is a naughty question by the naughty listener. Let's come back to that question.
Exactly.
Is there the center of universe, Shagun? Is there something called the center of universe?
Yeah, we know that there is a black hole. There is a black
Black
hole in
hole
the center of our,
is a center
not
of the universe.
universe, but there is a but there is a black hole in the center of our Milky Way galaxy. And we don't have only one
Oh, in the
galaxy, but we
center
have
of a
billions of
Milky Way
galaxies out there.
galaxy, there is a black hole.
Yeah,
Oh my.
there's a black hole. And just I explained this trampoline thing, that black hole is also influencing our galaxy in the same way, and that is why we are revolving. Not only the
Wow.
sun, but our whole solar system and other solar systems too are revolving around that black hole, right?
Okay.
Giving that gravitational pull to literally everything, whatever the galaxy
So,
contains.
the next questions are something very connected to this universe that we are talking about. They're asking about dark matter, dark energy, whether the universe is
Mhm.
expanding or contracting, whether the universe is infinite, what is the age of the universe, and will there will ever be the end of the universe? So let's talk a bit about that.
Um, we'll start from the expanding universe.
Mhm,
We talked about this same thing in our first podcast. That after that explosion of Big Bang,
mhm, mhm.
the energy release was infinite, and because of that explosion, the universe is still expanding. And how we notice this thing,
Oh, okay.
that we notice that the galaxies, whenever we were noticing the galaxies from our telescopes or anything, any instruments, we saw that infrared or red shift. We actually saw that infrared redshift on our results, which actually satisfy this thing that galaxies or the anything we were observing is actually moving away from us. And
Mhm.
whenever and this galaxy moving away from us actually implies on the fact that maybe the universe is expanding,
Oh,
and the universe is expanding at some speed of light, we can say that. And universe is expanding at the speed of light, and there will be some day that the universe will expand on at such extent that it will crunch itself in its own gravity,
oh,
and that is called as the theory of big crunch. We talked
big
about that.
crunch. That is a big
Yeah,
crunch theory. Oh, yes. I love the
yeah,
big crunch, man.
big crunch theory.
I
And that
connect the
big crunch
big
theory
crunch
may give
more
rise to.
as a big bang because I think what I remember as per the
Mhm.
conversation, big crunch is something that led to the big bang, right?
Exactly. So this is actually a cycle, big crunch, then big bang, then again origin, then again big crunch. Yeah.
Oh.
So it is actually kind of cycle thing. Like, yeah.
And
And the big crunch,
what is the reason that a big crunch happens? Like, is there some time limit that they have thought about the big crunch and all? If you can talk a bit about the big crunch theory.
okay, let us take, a star into a consideration. Let us take
Mm-hmm,
our own sun into consideration.
mm-hmm,
Just
mm-hmm.
in case if our sun starts expanding, and just in case we add more fuel to our sun.
Is sun expanding right now?
No, it isn't. I'm
Mm-hmm,
just telling you, setting an example, right?
mm-hmm.
If we are having any celestial object like our sun, and if we are adding more fuel to the sun, then the sun is of course gaining mass, and it will expand to an extent that its own energy will crunch its own gravity will crunch all the molecules into a very very dense object, into a very very small point, but denser object.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is that own gravity engulfs everything. It is the same case with the universe. Scientists believe that the universe will expand to very large extent that it will collapse itself into its own gravity.
Wow.
It's just because of the imbalance of gravity, you can say that the
Wow.
universe will collapse itself into its
I'm
own
gonna read
gravity.
more about this big crunch. I'm really liking it. Wow, love it.
And this big crunch, according to estimate of scientists, this big crunch have that time limit of some 14.3 trillion years, maybe, if the impact or if the studies are correct, if this expanding universe have the same speed limit or something, then according to the scientists, these
So
estimate the
when the
14
universe
point
is
or 3
expanding,
trillion.
Shagun, are the
Mhm.
things which are there on the universe they are also expanding? Like, Will it happen that sun will start expanding and it will eat our Earth?
No, the things which are expanding is dark matter and dark energy.
Okay.
So, right now we are talking about the sun, the star, and everything. Have you ever noticed that black space around it? That is the thing which is called dark matter, and we
That is
don't know anything about
expanding.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, and we don't know anything about it. Okay, let me give you example that there are four
And
people in a
what is
room,
the
or maybe
reason
there are
that
four
it
of
is
us
called
in
a
it.
dark matter or dark energy? Because that's the next question.
Because it is hidden. It is hidden, and we can't understand it. We can't
So, will
translate it. We
wormhole and
can't.
black holes be part of dark matter and dark energy?
Yeah, black holes, actually black holes aren't in our vision. The thing we can't study about, things we don't know about are dark to us, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
right
Mhm.
now we are having zero information about the whatever this fabric is made of, or what's the kind of matter, or what's the kind of atoms it is made up of, and why it is expanding, what is its nature, what is its reality, how do it behave. So we don't have any further studies about it. That is why we called it dark matter. So whatever we have talked about is just 1%, or maybe the 5% of the known universe. The other 95% is considered as dark matter and dark energy, that how this universe is expanding and what are its consequences. And yeah, however it is expanding, the dark matter and the dark energy are the answers. But the thing is, we don't know anything about these energies or these
Mhm.
matter, right? These are kind of alien to us, of course. So the dark matter and dark energy are real, but
Mhm.
not so real that we can talk about them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is it about this Andromeda galaxy? People are asking about it. Is it true
Mhm.
Andromeda galaxy is moving towards us?
Yeah, it is.
What
Yeah,
is
it is true
Andromeda
that
galaxy?
Andromeda galaxy is actually Andromeda is the closest galaxy to ours,
Mhm.
and maybe someday the Milky Way and the Andromeda will collapse into each other, and they'll create a new galaxy.
Oh wow.
So the collapsing is
Ye-
actually nothing.
where is this Andromeda galaxy? I'm not aware. If you can talk a bit about that.
I don't know specifically about the distance, but it is the nearest galaxy
Oh,
from the Milky Way, right? So we can say that the Andromeda is our neighboring galaxy.
oh, oh.
Yeah. So it is moving closer to
So
us, and
now
maybe
it's
one day
gonna
it will
collide
cross.
with our Milky Way and create a new galaxy.
Exactly. This is a spiral galaxy or something. There is nothing but the intermixing of the all the ingredients whatsoever the galaxies have, and that is nothing but the solar system and the stars and everything, right?
Mhm.
So they'll create a new galaxy. Don't know what the name will be, but of course they're gonna be. But the
Okay,
time limit
so
is, yeah,
there are some
yeah, maybe
questions which are
we
coming with regard to the space debris.
mm,
We don't have a lot of
specifically.
time, but we'll try to close on this question as the last question. And next,
Okay.
begin with part four. So the question that they ask is how much space debris falls into Earth's atmosphere every year, and why this space debris gets created?
You know, from that Cold War, we can say that whenever the Russians and that American scientists were fighting for the space race and everything, right?
Mm-hmm,
After that, the space evolution, the space, we can say that the rocket and everything have evolved so much. All these
mm-hmm,
agencies like NASA, ISRO, JAXA, SpaceX, everything has
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
came into picture, right? So, after launching so many satellites for internet, or maybe for further studies, or maybe for your better GPS, or maybe for anything, the satellites do have some kind of limit, right? They work for a limited period, and then they just get off their works. And yeah, that are nothing but just a kind piece of garbage revolving around the earth, because there is none kind of technology right now that we can take those non-working debris or non-working spacecrafts back to earth.
mm-hmm.
And that is why all other spacecrafts, or all
So,
failed
what are some of
spacecrafts,
the
or all
problems that the
non-working
space
spacecrafts,
debris can cause to the other the
because of this space debris, the space debris is very harmful if any astronaut out there is doing spacewalk kind of thing. If exactly, like, maybe, okay, let us take example that scientists or the astronauts in ISS, that is International Space Station, right? They are
Mhm,
they are on board every time, right? And just in case if that space debris go and collapse to any kind of satellite, or maybe the ISS, it'll be a disaster, because because of that force and that speed of gravity and everything, and that speed of there, it actually collapse and collide and can create a disaster kind of thing over
Oh my
there.
God. Is
Exactly. So
it
it
really
is
is
actually
it
kind of
very
space traffic,
is it really on a
it is
critical
causing
level, or is it like some kind of a space debris there?
it is causing kind of space traffic, you can say that we have started polluting space too. So
Okay.
space debris is nothing but space pollution, we can say that. Any not working or any metal or any spacecraft out there which is not working, which is broken or anything, is space debris. Are
Okay.
not in use is space debris, because earth's gravity is very very stronger for them, right, to get
Mhm.
fly away into the empty universe or anything, and we don't have any technology to to pull them back on the earth. So exactly, they are just revolving around the earth and doing nothing but just polluting the space.
Wonderful.
Exactly.
So thank you
Yeah.
so much, Shagun, for part three. I hope you enjoyed the conversation, and
Yeah. Very much.
join again for part
I
four,
hope the
where we will
listeners
go
enjoyed.
deeper into because there are a lot of questions that people have asked about black holes, quasars, density of a black hole, what are stars, why they twinkle. So all these things. So
Okay.
into these
Hmm.
questions that they are asking, so that we can have a deeper conversation about them in part four. But thank you so much for joining in. I hope you enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, I did. Thank you so much, Vicky.
Thank you, Shagun. Take care and have a good day and a good night.
Thank you.